This is a fun day, a real nice day to do something real fun like this. When I say this, it's a celebration of really great private investment in a part of the city that's really seeing a resurgence. The bad news is everybody's diet is ruined today, so just beware. There's peril behind these doors for people like me who really need to reduce their carb intake. It's going to be tough, though, because this is a fabulous business. Lorenzo Vasquez, whom you'll hear from in a moment, has invested right on this corner, at the corner of Acushnet Avenue and Phillips Ave, in Lorenzos Bakery, aptly named. The avenue has a long and rich history of being really a melting pot of cultures, going back well over 100 years. It's been a place where folks from countries all around the world have set up shop. Every time we do a ribbon cutting on the avenue, I like to mention my grandmother's seamstress shop up the street near Central Avenue. She and her sister ran in the 50s. They're Polish. There were lots of Polish businesses back then, and over time, back then it was Polish and French and Portuguese, and now it's more Portuguese and Guatemalan and now Puerto Rican, and it's all great because the avenue is a place where the American dream and the American melting pot really come together. It's a place where our city of immigrants really gets to show its best face, and it's a place where that's in a day where urban living has become in vogue again, a place where mixed-use development and private investment, coupled with public investment, really make things happen. So, this is adds some more vibrancy to the avenue. We're so pleased with your investment, Lorenzo, and your teamwork, and you're off to a really fast start. I can usually, at ribbon cuttings, that I often don't admit is I can tell how well the business is going to do. We can all tell just by where it's set up, the leadership in place, the concept, and the execution. And I can tell you this place is going to be very, very successful. They've got the right stuff. And as I said, it's bad news for me as someone who's trying to reduce carbs because it's really hard to resist. So, in any event, there are lots of folks to thank. And this is in no particular order. The EDC, headed up by Derek Santos and his team, most of whom are here. Angela Johnston's here. Ramon Silva, Deb Trombley, Nancy, everybody played a big role in making this happen. These guys do a great job of helping small businesses get off the ground, and I'll have Derek come up in a couple of minutes to talk a little bit about it. And I don't want to steal his thunder, but what I do want to say is that we have an economic development agency in our city that serves small businesses well, and if you're someone who aspires to open a small business in our city, you do well to hook up with these guys. They will tell you that the small businesses that reach out to them and help those entrepreneurs get plugged in with the right resources and the right, whether it's hard resources in terms of lending and their lending committee. And Pete Selly, who's on the lending committee, is here as well. And they have a great, Ramon and the lending committee do a great job getting hard capital and working capital in the hands of small businesses, but it's that kind of support as well as soft support, getting the right advice, working on business plans. The EDC does it all, and that's why we're seeing such a resurgence of small business in our city. I want to thank also the CEDC, Corinne Williams, Kenny Raposa are here from the CEDC. They do such a great job in supporting the avenue and bringing folks together here, bringing neighbors as well as businesses together and to get them the support that they need. I also want to thank Nadine Boone from the Small Business Administration, who will come up in a second for the support that they show small businesses, not just here in New Bedford, but across the country. Our federal partners play a really key role in all of it. So And I also want to thank the City Council for their constant support of small businesses in the city. We want people to know that New Bedford is open for business, that New Bedford supports business, that New Bedford hustles more than other communities. New Bedford, this is a place, if you've got an idea and want to run with it, we want to run with you. That message is getting out more and more, not just across the city, but really across greater New Bedford and beyond. This is a place where things are happening, whether you're a big manufacturer or you're a maritime business or whether you're a small business like Lorenzo's. New Bedford is a place where things are going on. It's a place that's on the move. So join with us, make things happen if you've got a great idea. And with all that, I want to, we have a brief speaking program. I want to call up first our City Council President, Linda Morad, for a few words. But before I do, I'll just call Linda up, and together we have proclamations. I just want to, actually, I'll hold off on my proclamation when Lorenzo comes up. I'll hold off on that. But let me call Linda up to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. To Lorenzo and his family. It's just wonderful to be here with Lorenzo, and this is the culmination of a lifelong dream. Those of you that don't know, he's been planning this for an awful long time, and it hasn't been an easy road. He knows that. He had a couple bumps along the way, but here he is today. Here with his family, with a vibrant and thriving bakery. And John, Mayor, you just don't know. I mean, I've sampled several already. They're just absolutely wonderful, because Lorenzo's been doing this type of work for a while. So the business in its new location is new, but Lorenzo's been baking from home for a long time. And he has an absolutely wonderful product, and I know that it's just going to be an absolute wonderful addition here in the North End. The North End is just growing. It's a very diverse neighborhood with all different types of businesses that serve the community that is here and the greater New Bedford community. People who are going to visit Lorenzos Bakery just don't come from walking distance. They're going to drive, because soon the knowledge will be out what a great product this is. So we're thrilled to be here today. Councilor Oliveira is joining me. The ward councilor, unfortunately, Steve Martins, is not able to join us, but he'll be by soon. I think he's already met Lorenzo and his family, but we want to support him. We want to thank him for his investment in the city of New Bedford, for the jobs he's creating, and for the appetites that he's satisfying for sweets, wonderful sweets here in the city. So congratulations, Lorenzo. We'll hold our certificate as well. I'll ask Councilor Oliveira to submit it when the mayor does his. So
sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you. All right. So as I mentioned before, there are other partners here, and one of them is the Obama administration. The Small Business Administration plays an important role in helping provide working capital and seed capital for small businesses and other technical support for small businesses all around the country. And we here in New Bedford have had a good working relationship with the SBA for a long time, and they really help galvanize our efforts to attract and to sustain small businesses here in the city. And with us today from the SBA's Nadine Boone, who has a few comments to talk about this business and more generally their programs. Nadine. Very nice to meet you. Come on up.
Good morning, New Bedford. Good morning from the Small Business Administration. Lorenzo, congratulations. It is such an honor to be here to represent the Small Business Administration and to be a partner with the New Bedford Economic Development Council. They are an intermediary that has accepted a loan from the Small Business Administration that provides technical assistance as well as lending of small dollars to small business owners like this to help make dreams come true. As you see, I'm tearing up here all about this. I've been with the SBA for 18 years, and for a long time, I have been helping small businesses in different ways to make their dreams come true through lending as well as through technical assistance. And the one thing about our intermediary lending is that the technical assistance that they will provide for you will help you to succeed. The Small Business Administration is known as the 3 C's, which is for counseling, access to capital, and then to contracting. So we are here to make dreams like this come true. It is such an honor to be here in New Bedford this morning. Thank you kindly.
All right, next up I wanted to ask Mr. Economic Development himself, Derek Santos, who loves it when at every ribbon cutting I come up with a new introduction for Derek just to keep him on his toes. I get to see the breadth of the work that the EDC does under Derek's leadership, and it's for things big and small. There's a lot going on among our major employers in the industrial park, for instance, down the street here on Belleville Ave with some of our major employers in the downtown and the South End. There's a lot happening, and Derek and his team have the versatility to help all sorts of businesses, and that's what's really striking about what they do. It's businesses in New Bedford run the gamut, and we have a team in the EDC that full of generalists who understand the nature of all these businesses and who also have the level of determination to learn up every single one at a level of detail that enables them to get those businesses what they need from the city and from others. So, Derek, this is another win. We appreciate it, and come on up and say a few words about Lorenzo.
Sure. Nice. So, there's nothing I like better than coming to work on Friday on a sunny day in a suit. But we, the mayor's right. The city has a lot of irons in the fire in terms of economic development, from the north end to the south end to downtown. None is more important today than what we have going on here with Lorenzos Bakery, because it's really a perfect example of a couple of key points. One is partnership. So without our partnership with the city offices, with the SBA that can provide the funding, with Pete Selly and our lending committee, Ramon and Angela can't put together the lending and technical assistance program to help businesses like Lorenzo. So those partnerships are critical. The other notion is that it's about job creation, right? And so while big businesses in the business park or large mill redevelopment projects often get very good headlines, they're very exciting projects. There's upwards of 10 people working in this bakery. That's a big deal. So 10 Lorenzos is 100 jobs for a community like New Bedford. That is a big deal. Having that investment happen in a place like Acushnet Avenue, which one can easily, when we come to these openings, be reminded of the hustle and bustle before malls, before highways, right? And that strive to come back to a better urban quality of living. That's something at the EDC that we strive to do. The other thing is working with partners with other things beyond business. And that's something we're really excited about, and working with our friends with Corinne at the CEDC and the folks with Great Neighborhoods to understand, how does economic development, boots on the ground stuff like small lending, how does that work with community building? How does that work with public art? How does that work with the type of programming that's going to be happening? I'll be here all weekend for Day of Portugal. And how do all those things work together for vibrant neighborhoods? Because if the north end is vibrant and downtown is vibrant and the south end is vibrant, guess what? The city's vibrant. So it's sort of one neighborhood at a time, and it's really important. But all we can really do at the end of the day, more dairy, more eggs. Right? All we can really do at the end of the day is create the environment in which the private sector can be successful. And without a Lorenzo, all of our work, is for naught. So really, the champion of the day is really, at the end of the day, Lorenzo, the women and men like Lorenzo who are willing to take risk, who are willing to work extremely hard. I think when Ramon and I came by on the first day, I think Lorenzo had put in his 15th or 16th hour of that day. So You know, that recipe for success comes from talent, comes from dedication, and at the end of the day, comes from the willingness to do the hard work. So with that, I'd like to just ask Lorenzo to come up and say some.
Yeah,
say some
I'll go ahead and
Okay, great.
So before I introduce Lorenzo, so what you're hearing in the background is the sound of commerce. It's a good thing. Sometimes you have to talk over it, but it is the sound of a city that is alive. And Derek is right. It does take. Ultimately, it's the folks who, like Lorenzo, are investing. But in order for a city to experience real growth, you do need a strong team in the EDC. And you know, frankly, the proof is in the numbers as well. It's not just what we're seeing and hearing on the Avenue. It's in the data. The April unemployment figures came out, and New Bedford's unemployment rate is 6.7%. It hasn't been that low in April since 2001 in 15 years. So there's something happening in this city, all across the city, and our guys on Team Economic Development are making it happen. So with all that, I want to call up the man of the hour, and I'll ask Linda to come on back up. I just want to say, you know, it takes a lot of guts to take the plunge of entrepreneurship. You know, to get out there and sort of put yourself out there, put your family out there in terms of your own personal wealth, in terms of your the time you have available to yourself and your reputation in order to pursue an idea. And so we need to celebrate that as a community, and that's why we're here today, to celebrate you know, a one person's very American venture into the business world, into this particular neighborhood. We couldn't be more proud of it. It's great. This place is great. See it for yourself. I encourage people who are watching on television and on the internet to come and experience it firsthand. But I also think that you know, this is an occasion to celebrate entrepreneurship and the guts it takes to get something like this off the ground. Lorenzo, we're so proud of your investment, in particular here on the Avenue, in particular here in the North End. It's part of a resurgence, as I said. Part of the resurgence is the public investment in spaces like the one that you see right there, which looks great, and as well as some of the other investment we've seen down south of here, as well as north of here, as well as east of here. It's all happening. But at the end of the day, it takes someone to decide, I'm going to go for it, and that's what you've done. And so on this occasion, I just want to give you, and I'll ask Linda to come on up on behalf of the City Council, or Jim to come on up, to present you with official resolutions on the occasion of the grand opening of your restaurant. I just want to say we're so proud of you, and
thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Let's ask you to come on up and say a few words. Consider it a free infomercial too.
Right. Good morning. Dream and keep dreaming, and don't wake up until your dreams come true. I would like to thank two people, and specifically that were in my side and they believe in this dream. Ramon Silva, thank you so much. Thank you. And also, remember the first time I met Jill. Thank you, Jill. You were part of this, and thank you for supporting my dream. My family, of course. There was nights, you know, that we have to work. There was nights that we have to think a lot. But thank you. I also want to acknowledge Rafael Sanchez. Thank you for your support as well. It's been a challenge to go through this process. It's been a year and a half of a lot of work, a lot of stress, but finally we're here. So I thank God to give me the opportunity to have this project complete, and I invite all the community to come and see what we have at Lorenzos Bakery. Quiero pan, don't forget.